Hi guys, today is the Super Bowl and I wanted to show you some things that we're going to be making or are making in our house for the Super Bowl. These are things that we make other times too. We're making pizza, 2 different types of pizza, and I'm going to also be making a dip, and then my husband's making wings, but we're not going to do that. So first I'm going to do the pizza. Both of the things are really simple, but this pizza will actually taste like pizza that you bought from the pizza store. I've learned that if you get dough from the pizza shop and if you just let them know that you just want a dough, they're fine with selling it to you. Usually about $3 or $4. That makes all the difference. So I'll go through what I have done and set up first before I get started. So today we're going to make a cheese pizza as well as a tomato and sausage pizza. So I already have my tomatoes cut up. Then I have my sausage already cooked, and we also have, right after we cooked it, put it on this plate by itself and wrapped it up in paper towels just to soak up all the grease because we don't want all that grease on our pizza. And then I just have my pepperonis that we bought on the side. Have my cheese. Today we mixed up the Sargento 4-cheese pizza and the Kraft 5-cheese pizza. Sometimes, well, usually we'll just use one, usually this one, but today we are mixing it up with both, so it'll be good just the same. We're using Prego traditional. We prefer Prego sauces. Actually, now we make our own spaghetti sauce, but when we do pizza, we prefer Prego traditional. But it's totally up to you what you want to do. And then I've just got flour, and my dough is in here. That's the way I bought it from the pizza shop. And this olive oil is just to spray your pan that you will be using to cook your pizza on. Also, when you spray it, you want to cover the pan, but you don't want to oversaturate it because then your pizza is going to be really greasy on the bottom. And I already have my oven preheating on 375. So we'll go ahead and get started. My hands are already been washed. So this is what your dough will look like when you get it from your pizza place. The flour I got out here is just so when I'm rolling it out with my pin and getting it all stretched out, just so I can stretch it easy without it getting stuck to anything and all that good stuff. So I'm actually just going to take this end of my spoon and just break it down the middle, since we're only going to make 2 pizzas. Now you can actually work 3 out of this. We've done that before, but today we just want to do the 2. Alright, so I'll leave this one here. I'll save this part for later. Right now I'm just pushing it out to get any air pockets that were in there out. Sticking this together where I broke them apart. And you guys remember, you don't really need to make sure your pizza is a perfect circle. Actually, if you get pizza straight from Italy, they're not worried about that perfect circle thing. So it's up to you if that's what you would like to do. You can go right ahead. If you want to make shapes like a Mickey head or a heart, whatever floats your boat. So I'm just rolling this out really well. Again, making sure that I've got my air pockets out. It looks like they've had enough flour on this, so I may not need to use any extra flour, but we'll just test it and see. The reason why you want to make sure you don't have any air pockets in here, or as little as possible, is because I don't know if you've noticed before when you maybe made pizza yourself or bought it from the shop, you'll notice those big bubbles. Usually if you get it from a pizza place, you only get like one if you get one at all. But you don't want to have too many of them in there, and then your cheese or whatever toppings you had are like sliding all over the place, and it just makes life easier. Alright. So again, I'm not somebody who's worried about making sure it's perfectly straight or perfectly circular or anything. I have one part there that's a little stickier than I would like, so I'm just going to rub some flour on there. flip it over on the other side. Check the same thing. Again, I'm finding a little more stickiness than I would like. Basically, what I mean by a little more stickiness than I would like, I like to be able to run my hand over it completely like this and not feel like I'm going to get stuck to it at all. So just a light dusting. And now what I'll do is I'll bring one of my pizza pans over. You also don't need to make sure that your pizza pan is a circle. Again, if you're not trying to make sure that your pizza is a perfect circle or anything. Then I'm just going to stretch this bad boy out to fit the pan. The nice thing about this pan though is if we choose to make a deep dish pizza, we can because it's a deep dish. And then also sometimes we do stuffed crust, stuffed cheese and the crust, so this makes it really nice too. So we can make sure we do that. We don't have to worry about it possibly like spilling over anything. So I'll put that to the side, and I'll do the same thing with my next one. So I stretched my doughs out and put them on the trays. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and put my toppings on. So remember guys, in order to make this the best tasting pizza, you're definitely going to want to get your pizza from a pizza shop, or your dough from a pizza shop, not the grocery store or a frozen one. Even if the grocery store has fresh ones, it's just not the same. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Prego, put a little bit on. The best thing to do with this too, guys, is to use what you know you'll definitely use, put that on there, spread it out, and then add more as you need it. You don't want to get stuck with way too much sauce on your pizzas. And then how much you use is up to you. If you like a whole lot of sauce, then you'll obviously want to use more. If you want to do a stuffed crust, and I'm only going to do a small portion of stuffed crust here, you want to do it before you spread out your sauce, because if not, it's just going to make it a lot more difficult. So you're going to want to take a knife or a fork, whatever you choose, and score where you're going to have your two doughs meet. So then you're going to take whatever cheese you're stuffing, and roll it in there to meet the part that you just scored, and then just push that down in there really good. But don't push so hard that you're going to make a hole. You don't want any holes in there. Push it down really well. Make sure you don't have any holes, because then if you have also a hole where the two pieces of dough meet, the cheese is just going to come out. Move that cheese. So that score really helps make sure that the two pieces bound together pretty well. Alright, so that's it. Like I said, I'm just doing a small portion of my pizza just so I could show you guys really quick. You guys could do a small portion or do your whole pizza. If you did the whole pizza, you just do it the same way, but it's really important that you make sure you don't put your sauce on before you do your stuffed crust. It just makes it a lot harder. So now you're done with that. And some people like to put their toppings on before their cheese. We like to do the cheese and the toppings. And again, this part is totally up to you, how much cheese you like. Now I'm going to do my toppings. So the one guy is going to be tomato and sausage. And remember, you want to have your sausage already cooked before you do this part. We've actually never tried this. Actually, I've never tried it. Ray, have you ever had this? No? So we've never tried this before with the tomato and sausage. We've done the tomato and spinach before. We've done buffalo chicken, I think bacon before, but never this combination. Now I will go through and pat some of this down so again it gets in the cheese a little bit better so it kind of melts into it as it's cooking. And now this one we're just doing pepperonis. Alright, so these two are done. Well, prepared. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these bad boys in the oven. Just going to rinse my hands off a little bit first. As I said before, my oven is on 375. So I'll leave them in there. I'll keep checking on them. I actually don't know a definite time. I just keep an eye on them and know what it looks like. So I'll pay attention now. I think usually though it takes them about 15-20 minutes max. It really doesn't take long at all. So now we wait. So I literally just pulled these out of the oven. It took exactly 20 minutes. And here's the finished product. So see, nice and golden. And then here is our tomato and sausage pizza, I can't talk, which is done as well. It did run a little bit on the sides, but that's completely fine. So my pizza dough is done so that it's not doughy at all. Some people like that, so you'd want to leave it in longer. But that's pretty much it for that. And the next thing I'll show you is the dip. Alright guys, so now we're going to make the quick dip that I told you about. 3 things you need are the no bean chili, I use Hormel, cream cheese, I like the spread whipped cream cheese, it just makes it easier to spread around, and then cheese to top it with. I like the Mexican 4 cheese, you can also use cheddar cheese. So I will be adding hot sauce to it this time though, to the no bean chili, just because we like to have a little more heat to ours. But this is perfect for somebody who doesn't like heat. There is no hot spice to it at all. So I'll start by adding the no bean chili. Now I'm going to add some hot sauce to it. Not too much though. So I'd say that is about 2 tablespoons that I added. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the oven on 400 for about 10 minutes to just get this nice and heated up before I top it with my cream cheese and cheese. So I just took this out of the oven. I tasted it and decided that I wanted a little bit more spice to it, so I added about another 4 tablespoons of the hot sauce. So now I'm going to add enough sour cream, or cream cheese, sorry, just to coat it. Coat this top layer. You're actually not going to mix this in at all. So you want to put this in again on 400 for just another 10 minutes. Alright, so the last bit that I'll show you guys is once this comes out of the oven, and again I just took this right out of the oven, if you need to spread it out, you definitely can. It'll be really simple and smooth to get whatever places you may not have gotten. It'll feel a little bit hard on the outside, but as soon as you touch it, you can tell that it's smooth enough to bust as soon as you put anything on it. So now I will top it off with my cheese. And the last part of cooking it really depends on how much you want your cheese melted. So for me, it takes about 3 minutes because I like it just melted. I don't like it to get brown or anything like that. So it'll be all done, and what we use is this, the Tostitos hint of lime. We've also used the hint of jalapeno because it's a really nice little zesty, unexpected taste to this. Again, like I said, we like to add the hot sauce because we like to have it a little bit hot and spicy, and then that adds a nice touch to it, something different. So I'll go ahead and put this back in the oven. Our pizzas are already done. My husband's got our wings cooking, and then we are done for the night, and we can enjoy the game. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys try this. Like I said, it's really simple. Something fun to do for a date night, something fun to do with a friend or a family member. So definitely try whatever toppings you like, add whatever you like to the dip, and enjoy. Have a good one.